Okay.
Yes, there's always those outliers or one or two events that could catch us by surprise, but we'll be keeping a close eye on all of that.
We do love our surprise snowstorms around here.
That we do the past few years.
Yeah, and the minute we have snow, people go, well, what happened to that warmer? And
Yep.
yeah,
It's like if you average it all up, then it's
Okay.
that way.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
overall, we are trending on the cloudier side and eventually the cooler side as we work our way through the next week or so. As we take a live look out towards the seaside area, 54 degrees is where we currently sit there. That's going to be warm for us, comparatively speaking, to the cooler conditions that are on their ways. The clouds are giving way to just a little bit of blue sky as our sunset is now in the works. As we take a live look out towards the Vancouver waterfront, thanks to our Hotel Indigo Kirkland Tower camera, temperatures only sitting in the low 60s. Not expecting to get any warmer than that as we move our way through the rest of this evening, as our winds are out of the north-northwest about 6 miles per hour. With that cloud coverage, it takes us well through the overnight hours as we start to slide back into the low 50s. We are socked in, though, with the widespread clouds. These are the prefrontal clouds before our next storm moves through, and that will in turn bring back the chance of rain. But right now, dealing with the windy conditions out along Interstate 84, the Dalles picking up on some wind gusts nearing about 45 to 50 miles per hour as that wind advisory continues at least through the 10 o'clock hour this evening. Broken tree limbs, possible power outages, all the things that we typically see associated with the gusty winds are all a possibility. Right now, just starting to see a few clouds march their way over the Mount Hood Meadows area as we sit at about 51 degrees. You'll notice right now Mount Hood itself looking pretty bare, just a little bit of snow there. But fast forward to the end of this week and we will see a much different picture out through Oregon's high terrain. And just the same with Washington, as our snow elevation levels are expected to dip down to about 3,500 feet for Wednesday into Thursday. So that does include those mountain passes and places like Government Camp. There's that solid line there where we could potentially see some snow accumulation. It's all going to start to pile up, especially as we work our way into Thursday. We're talking about nearly a foot of snow up above about 4,500 feet. But Portland itself also getting in on the cooler weather trend where we could potentially see some frosty mornings come this weekend as our skies start to clear. But it's been a while since our mercury has fallen back into the 30s. It was April 20th of this year that we hit 37 degrees. So it's been 186 days since we have seen temperatures in the 30s. Normally, we see our first freeze right around November 12th, but it's happened as early as October 8th back in 1985 as we see those winter storm warnings and watches primarily out towards the northern sections of Washington, Idaho, and Montana, all as our jet stream starts to dive its way further to the south. That's helping to usher in much cooler conditions in western Oregon and Washington, and it's not planning on going anywhere anytime soon, staying overhead at least through the week's end where temperatures likely to sit below average. That means it's sweater weather. This is for Jeff since he doesn't have any flannel as we fall back into the low 50s for us. And you'll notice that the wet weather does start to ramp up by the time we get to Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, becoming widespread heavy downpours expected at times. Those pinks, blues, and purples over the high terrain, that's all of the plentiful snowfall we expect to see as our rain accumulation starts to amount to almost 2 inches by Friday. 7-day forecast shows we see the wet weather ramp up tomorrow afternoon and evening. Takes us through the week's end, but look at those daytime highs, low 50s, and the early morning lows falling back into the mid 30s as the sunshine will make it feel just a little bit nicer out there as opposed to the cloud coverage.
Yeah. Plenty of rain, though, for the start of this week.
Yes, and this is a good sight to see.
It is.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, coming up.